Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, the Wadi Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, for the days, minutes, hours leading to the return of the one who the world calls Jesus Christ, which his real name is Yahweh Shai. Now, until then, through the Spirit and by the Lord's will, we'll continue to keep praying and prophesying, handling the Lord's business, handling our day-to-day business, and all the way till the return happens. Now, I do want to get a few things that we got going on. DHS details how National Guard troops will be used for immigration enforcement. Now, though it just says this, the trigger here is the merging of more militant forces, on the ground, because even when you see different things, you got to think of the long term and how through the scriptures they're going to get there. And we do know that according to the Bible, there's going to be, periods. There's going to be another time period where it's martial law in the streets, draconian law, super strict. That freedom of speech, all them different amendments are going to be out the window. National Guard troops would be used in immigration enforcement activities, including night operations and rural interdiction, as well as guard duty and riot control inside detention facilities, right? So guard duty and riot control inside of facilities. The military, militant forces is getting ready to take over. The Heavenly Father is having these type of talks and these type of elements being slowly but surely put into play. According to a memo from Department of Homeland Security obtained by NPR, officials requested 20,000 National Guard troops 3 weeks ago, but this memo details what those troops will be asked to perform. The memo dated May 9th from Andrew Whitaker, the executive secretary at DHS, says the department will need up to 3,500 Guard personnel for its requirement to attempt to locate fugitives. Another 2,500 soldiers will be needed for detention support. Hey, so you see what's going down the pipeline. It's about to get real serious real soon. From bros to foes, how the unlikely Trump-Musk relationship imploded. And the Heavenly Father, now this could be some theater, but it could be real. And regardless, like I always say, because certain people, they see these different things and they're like, oh, it's fake, it's this, it's that. Listen, at the end of the day, just filter it through the scriptures. Filter these things and see how they relate to prophecy. And if they do, then, like the scriptures say, all things work it good, to those that serve the Lord. Met privately with White House officials on Wednesday, there was little to suggest that the U.S. president was close to a public break with Elon Musk, the billionaire businessman who helped him win a second term in office. Two White House officials familiar with the matter said Trump expressed confusion and frustration in the meeting about Musk's attacks on his sweeping tax and spending bill, but he held back. The officials said because he wanted to preserve Musk's political and financial support ahead of the 2026 midterm election. By Thursday afternoon, Trump's mood had shifted. He had not spoken to Musk since the attacks began and was fuming over what one White House aide described as completely batshit tirade by the Tesla CEO on X, his social media platform. And here's another element. You had Musk talking about how Trump, was related in the Epstein situation. So all gloves are off, all bets are off. They're going at it right now. This is Luke chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division, right? So the Heavenly Father is coming to bring division. Now the peace is coming when he returns. The peace is coming and he returns, and afterward, there's going to be peace in the kingdom of heaven, ran by Yahweh Shai and his elect, but led by Yahweh Shai. But yeah, as of right now, it's going to be just a whole bunch of whole bunch of skirmishes, whole bunch of division. I mean, you look on the internet right now, all you see going on is certain people arguing about this case about this breakup about this. It's just a bunch of arguing, beefing, and division. Yet these are the same people who, when they hear brothers talk, you know, they're like, oh, you know, this is bringing division. This is bringing division. What do you see on the internet all day? What do you see on the internet all day? Why don't you guys go up to them and cuss them out and do this and that to them? Matthew 12, verse 26, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Because both him and Musk are both Edomites, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. So even though, you know, they're going at each other, that does not make them Israelites, descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob through their father's side. So they're both casting out each other, but who cares? First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace. Oh, let me read this first. Russia launches one of war's largest air attacks days after Ukraine's bomber raid. So it's getting more and more serious, and they're going after each other more and more. Look at the time, 141 updated. Russia launched a barrage of drones and ballistic missiles across broad swaths of Ukraine early Friday, killing at least 4 people and injuring dozens of others, days after Kyiv launched a daring raid on Moscow's fleet of strategic bombers. For residents of Kyiv, the night soundtrack was familiar, shrieking weir of drones, air raid sirens, and large explosions overhead. Jump down. Zelensky said Russia had used more than 400 drones and 40 missiles in the overnight attack, making it among the war's largest. He said Moscow's attack killed 4 people, injured another 80, and targeted almost all of Ukraine, listing 9 regions from the Livin in the west to Sumy in the northeast. Hey, so they going at it. First Thessalonians. But they were doing peace talks. You know, people were trying to get them to do peace talks, but, you know, hey, they right back at it. First Thessalonians 5, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, right? So they could do all the peace and safety talks they want, but, you know, when they do that, it's just going to be sudden destruction coming upon them. That's really about it. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahshai. Shalom.